indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
The meeting will please come to order. We do have proof of posting in accordance with Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code as amended, known as the Texas Open Meetings Act. Any members of the public who wish to speak shall have 5 minutes.
Judge, can I give a brief on the doors situation that we have going and just kind of tell everybody where it is? Okay, so the company has finished installing all the mag locks and everything on all the buildings and the doors. We've got the courthouse online now, except for a couple doors that they're gonna have to fix some locks on. And so we didn't have enough key fobs and cards, so I've given out to the people that are housed in the courthouse and the county clerk's office, because they're on also now. And when we get the other fobs, and we'll get those handed out to those other buildings, and then we'll get them brought online. And so that's kind of where we are on it.
Okay.
And if anybody noticed a door not shutting or anything like that, I mean, it's going to be a little work in progress of us making sure everything's working like it's supposed to. So just.
Okay. And do you have no water? Or just brown water? All right. If there's no comment, we'll. Item number 1, which is to approve the minutes. Under number 15. The first motion was to set the salary at 36. What was the second one? Second motion?
I'll correct that.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, I see now. Thank you.
Actually, I think we have that same one in there twice.
Twice, yeah.
And, yeah, there needs to be that second one.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay,
Move to set the salary, move to set,
let's see.
and then it, I don't know, look at it and see.
Sure will.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Make a vote to approve the minutes, March 17th, March 31st, with the correction.
All in favor, aye. Motion carried. Item number 2 is budget transfers and amendments. Any discussion? If not, is there a motion?
I'll make it.
I'll second.
All in favor, aye. Motion carried. Item number 3 is to approve and pay the bills.
I make a motion to approve the bills. Second.
All in favor, aye. Motion carried. Item number 4 is to approve 2 sets of payroll. Just for your information, in my office, there was a salary change because Beth moved to the chief deputy position. And Keitha moved in your office to Chris's position when she retired. So that's what the salary change on those is. And I guess the same would be Lynn's.
How do you get docked? I see some's got docked on, or you just don't work in,
If they took off and didn't have time, generally is what it is.
you let people off who don't have time?
Well, then they just don't get paid.
That's what this is, when you're docked.
Better word leave without pay.
Mhm. All right, and
I make a motion to approve the payroll.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, aye. Motion carried. Item number 5 is reports. I have a report from the investment committee. And it is for the period from, is this from?
The second period,
From last
January
year?
to March. No, this is second period, January to March.
Okay, it just,
Top always says the
I
whole
get
year,
that
but
confused every time. Yeah, but it's just, the schedule, we've got it already set up for the whole thing, but we're just looking at the second quarter here. First quarter's on there and the second quarter is on there. And for the clerk's office for March, the extension office for March, plus on the back of the first sheet there, it says what they're planning for April. Reports for March, but for April. A lot of stuff going on with the livestock in April. As we approach the fair time. Report for the sick leave pool, January to March. District clerk for March. Tax office for March. JB3 for March. She's with us this morning. Constable Precinct 2 for March. Are there any other reports? If you'd like to review any of those, they will be on file with the county clerk. You can look at them. Any other reports? How about a fire report? What's going on?
It's green. Yeah.
Busy?
It's green. No burn ban recommended from me.
Okay. Happy days.
Yeah.
For a little while. Enjoy it while you can, right? Do we have a motion to accept the reports?
Make that motion.
Second.
All in favor, aye. Motion carried. I guess that answers our number 6 burn ban question. We're not needing one at this time. All right, we'll go to item number 7, special road use agreements. Have a special road use agreement. Let's see what this is for. From Sherman Billings.
That was mine.
Is that yours?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
then show on there. I'll let you, I want to write the road number on the top right corner there.
This is a little old.
Mhm.
This is was supposed to have been done a week or two ago.
Uh-oh,
See what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I'll have to think about that.
I understand.
There's 3 of them.
3 of them?
Mm-hmm.
You can put them on there later, when you're, for her.
Okay.
Yeah, and is there a bond on
No
that?
bond.
No bond.
Handshake.
Let me,
Gentleman's agreement.
let me write that on there, and then you get those numbers to it.
Yeah,
You better watch them people.
I understand. Got my eye on it.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and give this to Linda then, and you can get it to her.
Okay.
You have a motion to approve the road use agreement?
I'll make that motion.
So,
All in favor, aye. Motion carried. Item number 8 is to approve bonds and education certificates of county officials and employees. And I have cyber security awareness for Laverne Lord, Amanda Gerdeman, Melissa Santana, Alicia Davis, Linda Jarvis, and Saber Solid. I have my glasses on, but this is a little bit of light. first assistant and the second assistant for Maggie. All right. See if that's the sign on there. I'll give this to you and you'll figure out where to sign in a minute.
Okay.
Dan Ramsey is the Bill Blackwood Law Enforcement Management Institute. And the course on open meetings and Texas Public Information Act. Thank you for Dan. And then for Lloyd, we have just the commissioner's training, educational training. This is Daniel Ralston for an hour of educational training, ethics for tax assessor, Jeannie Keeney, cybersecurity, Allison French, Marissa Mitch, Karen Moore, Lauren Bosley, Dan Ralston, Keitha Moore, and Maggie Morgan, all cybersecurity. Anyone else have a report?
Second.
All in favor, aye. Motion carried. Some of us haven't done it yet, we've got to get rid of it.
I didn't know how to print it out.
Item number 9 is to consider adopting a resolution indicating the county's intent to consider providing tax abatements. David, would you talk to us about that?
Yes, ma'am. Judge and Commissioners, any time that you're even considering tax abatement, you're required to do a resolution ahead of that, whether you do it or not. Whether you approve it or not, you're required to do a simple resolution saying you're in agreement to consider that. To consider it. So that always goes ahead of any time you're going to discuss it, consider it. So that's number 9.
Motion to consider. Second.
All in favor, aye. The next one, number 10, is a public hearing regarding the tax abatement guidelines and criteria. And since we're doing a public hearing, we will say we're opening the public hearing at 9:21, and there will be discussion.
Judge, Commissioners, I'd like to speak in favor of a public hearing for the tax abatement guidelines and criteria. The ones you have there in your packet are the same exact ones you've had for years. All you're doing is refreshing the date. They only last for 2 years. You're required to update them every 2 years. So my recommendation is just to update the agreement that you currently have in place.
That's the recommendation. Is there any discussion from anyone?
And it will be updated.
It does. Now, am I correct? We're going to close the public hearing and then we'll go to number 11 to adopt. So is there any other discussion on the public hearing for the tax abatement guidelines and some criteria? If not, it is 9:22 and we will close the public hearing. Then we'll go to number 11, which is consider adopting the tax abatement guidelines and criteria. Do we have a motion to
Make a
adopt?
motion to adopt the guidelines and criteria.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 12 is to consider adopting tax abatement agreement with ZBJ's Brenham Holdings LLC.
Yes, ma'am. So I'm here to speak on behalf of that. Before you consider that, Dr. J.T. Roberts is the owner-operator, and he wanted me to tell you that he apologized for not being able to come here this morning. He lives in Kilgore, He is a full-time doctor, he's an optometrist, and so coming at 9 o'clock in the morning over here was going to be kind of hard on him. So I told him I would be sure to represent him here, and he's available by telephone. I can call him on his cell phone if needed, but he apologized for not being here, and he appreciates the opportunity that you all consider the tax abatement agreement with him. I did want to make a note that we changed a couple of things in the packet this morning. His application changed. Instead of a $9 million valuation on the project, he's valuing, or he believes it'll be more like $6 million. That will match what he did with the city of Fairfield. The final plan, the architectural plans come in. It was all submitted to the city of Fairfield for plan review, and it's going through the motions of getting a permit right now. When it was all said and done, the truck shop is not going to be built right now. There's no truck shop in this plan. But everything else stands. The Whataburger, the Travel Plaza, and all that was previously discussed will still be a $6 million project. And still create, and the number of employees does not change. It's only the size of the building and the parking out there, and no truck shop. So he wanted to reduce it down because he wants to be sure to hit the target to get the abatement. It doesn't matter for the county. You're actually, if you approve it, he gets less money than he did at $9 million. So he's welcome to build as big of a project as he wants to. He's got to build $6 million or more to get the abatement. So anyway, that's the slight change there. All the plans have been submitted to the city of Fairfield. It's gone into plan review. It's about to be approved, hopefully after Friday, and issue the building permit. So all is well there. So one of the things that you're supposed to consider according to the tax code is that the terms of the abatement agreement and the property subject to the agreement meet your guidelines and criteria. It does. And the project benefits the economic development of Freestone County, and it's beneficial for all Freestone County residents. Just a reminder, the city of Fairfield already entered into a tax abatement agreement with him previously under a $6 million valuation. And it's a recommendation of the Fairfield Economic Development Corporation, the city of Fairfield, that you approve the tax abatement agreement. We appreciate that. So that's all, unless y'all have any questions.
The motion will be to adopt the tax abatement agreement with ZBJ's Brown Holdings LLC.
The 5 years doesn't change at all, it's still 170, 50, 50, 25.
He scored with the reduction from a $9 million project to $6 million. His points he scored went down to 173. He had 203. He got more abatement, but that way. But when I redid the points, it went down to 173. So actually, he gets a reduction on year number 2 and year number 3. So he doesn't quite get as much abatement because he's not building this big of a project.
Okay, good.
You know, the more you build, the better the abatement. The less you build, not as good. So
It's a 3-year deal.
it's a 5-year. He qualified under the criteria to have a 5-year abatement agreement. It's 100%, 70%, 50%, 50%, and then 25%. It's 5 years. He would, at $6 million valuation, he would save $72,393. Just remember, during the whole abatement period, you all still get $3,800. On the land itself, you get $3,800, no matter what. This abatement only has to do with improvements built on top of the ground, new improvements. And right now, there's nothing out there, so.
You'll still be paying taxes on $785,000 real property.
Right.
Yeah, no matter what.
I'll make that motion.
I say,
All in favor, aye. Motion carried. Beth, I don't have the full packet in here, all of the pages on the abatement guidelines and criteria. Do we have a copy, do you know? It says it's 11 pages, I don't have the whole thing
Here's
here.
the application right here.
Okay, this is the guidelines and criteria, that, if you'll be sure we get that.
Yeah, Linda
Guideline and criteria.
actually has a full copy right there.
I think hers is same, take one.
How many coaches do you have?
I got a bunch of them.
See?
They're all different things. You see, this is a half start. I don't have that.
Here you go.
He'll get it from us.
I got it right.
Perfect.
Sorry about that.
Thank you.
I'll be 11, section.
Okay, this is the agreement. What I didn't have the whole thing for is the guidelines and criteria.
Which is this one, Judge? Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is one.
Okay.
This is one. Okay. No?
You want it?
Sir? No.
Yes, okay, this is the one, Lloyd, you
Thank you so much. You're welcome.
And do you have the one that says agreement for tax abatement with C.P. James?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm gonna give this one to you then, and that's one you'll get signed, and he'll bring you back one after he gets it signed.
Okay.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Item number 13 is, I'm sorry, oh. Item number 13 is to purchase a Ford one-ton dually flatbed truck through the buy board for precinct 4.
I need a truck, a work truck, and I asked the auditor to, see if they could get on the buy board and find me one. And she's talked to a couple people, and I would like to purchase one for precinct 4. And I'll make that into the motion that we purchase.
You loan it out?
Sir,
You loan it out?
if you'll let me borrow yours till it comes in,
Do you?
sir.
I don't have one.
Is that a second?
Yeah.
All in favor, aye. Motion carried. Item number 14 is to consider the approval to sell a 68 Plymouth trailer through closed bids precinct 4.
What year model is it?
68.
Do you know the good out of it?
Anybody want it? I'll be glad to give it away. Somebody will come get it.
Come on.
It's all yours.
You ain't tired, well.
That's one, no accidents.
Hey, it is, ain't it?
Sorry.
As is, as
It's
is.
as is, and you're gonna have to get it. And it's been there before I got there, so I've been there 18 years, and it's been there before me, so.
The tires have already rotted off.
I don't think there were ever any
I
tires.
might pull around that new one time.
It needs to be, no, it needs to be gone.
All right, is that a
And the
motion?
reason it's on the inventory. And so, when we were doing inventory, she finds it, and so, then we go out there and it's sitting out there in the junk pile.
Did you make a motion?
Yes, I'll make a motion to do
All in
whatever.
favor, aye? Motion carried. Item number 15 is to accept a donation from Community National Bank and Trust of Texas for $500 to the Senior Services Program.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor, aye? That is a wonderful project for them. Thank you. I know they'll appreciate it. Item number 16 is to consider a lease agreement with Xerox for JP3. And it's the same one we've had for quite a while. Same machine, same amount.
Yep.
Do we have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor, aye? Thank you. Item number 17 is to purchase equipment for all fire departments. bids we were talking about the last meeting? All right. Is there, oh, okay.
I got the stuff.
All right, let's see it.
I have, the sheet that I gave you last time and also the quote.
And is this for two,
This is a set of 6.
set of 6, okay? Oh, okay.
Price one up,
Price is always up when you're talking about.
not one down.
I was gonna say, it went down from what we,
Oh, well, the first ones that we did, we were looking at different, struts. There's all kinds of styles of struts and everything, and as we said before, TIG Fire and Do Fire went to, heavy rescue training, and this is what we trained on pretty much, is strutting and things. And we use all kinds, and we could get Paratech, which Paratech, you're gonna be spending between probably $23,000 to $26,000 for the whole system, which only come with 4 struts. So, the rescue jacks that you see there, will be a very good thing for the whole, county to have. Like I said, it's kind of like just a safety issue that, you know, like I said, the struts that we have on our trucks right now is rated for around 4,000 a strut, which is not big enough for a heavy rescue, an 18-wheeler, loaded 18-wheeler, whatever. But these struts here, they're rated for 19.3 for each strut, so that'll, you know, keep the load up and everything. So I just think it's a good purchase for the county. Our wrecks, you know, on the interstate, you know, as well as I do, that 18-wheelers are getting heavier and heavier on that, you know, coming down through here. And, you know, our wrecks are a big percentage of our call volume. And like I said, I think it would be a good thing for do. I think it Fairfield Street or whatever, if they need it, we'll absolutely be there. And like I said, Do and TIG are trained on these, and we would be willing to, you know, to help out and even give others trainings to help work these. So, y'all have any questions?
I got one, is this the best, is this what we need? Y'all know it for sure?
Yes, this is what we need.
We don't need nothing no better?
I mean, I think this is the best that fits our situation, as far as, you know, it's kind of like, you know, you have a Matthew bow, and then you have, you know, another type of bow. Well, it's the same thing, it's gonna work, you just pay for the name. See what I'm saying?
You looking at me talking about Matthew Bowe, you need to be looking at somebody else.
I think Matthew bow, anyway, go ahead.
I'll make that motion.
I second.
We appreciate y'all very much for your help.
All in favor, aye? Any opposed? None, motion carries.
Thank y'all very
Thank you.
much.
You'll get all that to Karen.
I sure will.
Perfect. Item number 18, consider authorizing Cinco de Mayo fireworks.
I'll make that motion. See?
All in favor, aye?
Did you say?
Mr. Barber, you gonna throw his
He
away?
did in Spanish.
Can I hear what he gave you, you're gonna throw away? What you just handed him?
This is, I'm not sure that this is this says acknowledges receipt. Oh, and consists of 2 pages. Okay, yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, if you'll give her that one, I'll give this one to Karen, and we'll all be good.
Thank you.
Will you pass that to Karen? Just as another note, there are some bills concerning fireworks that are set for hearing before the Council Committee tomorrow. No, actually, it's today, because this came yesterday. And it is they're basically talking about letting Commissioners Court have the decisions on that and not having them decide when we can and cannot have fireworks, depending on what our current situation is within our county. So we'll wait to see what happens with that. Any comments from Commissioners Court? If not, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
Susan.
All in favor, aye.
Great.
Hey, Cinnamon, Cole, Cinnamon Cole.